All right, how's it going, guys? So today we're going to be looking at the Temu U87i knockoff. It's called a Skerei, actually. So a lot of people don't know that. So if you're going to actually look up what the name of the microphone is, there's been a few videos on it. A lot of people are getting a little bent out of shape because, for a little bit of like background information, the Neumann U87i, it's like the gold standard of what you consider microphones to be. And what I mean by that is if you go to a serious studio that's high end, they're probably going to have one of those microphones. They're legendary in their sound, their build quality, and their price. So because of that, people are getting real bent out of shape that you can get this on Temu from anywhere from free to $30. Obviously, this isn't going to be a Neumann, but I think it's cool to review something like this. So you can get it for free or you get it for $30. So depending on where you are in Temu. So let's go ahead and open it up, check it out, and see what it looks like. So inside the box here, you can see it has a shock mount, a little wind thing, cord. We'll talk about that here in a sec, and the microphone itself. Let's go ahead and talk first about the cord. Don't use this cord. I can already tell you that right off the bat, because this is like a XLR to like the 1/4 inch. And so they want you to plug this into your computer. Don't do that. Your computer sound card sounds atrocious. Get an audio interface, which another thing that's curious, because this is a condenser mic. So I wonder how the phantom power is like powered with your computer, maybe. I don't know. So that's another thing that's curious about. Wind foamy, clown nose, it's fine. The shock mount here, let's check this out. So open it. Okay, I can tell you right off the bat, out of everything in this thing, the shock mount's probably the worst. So it's all plastic, like the cheapest plastic you could possibly think about. Like that's all look like rattle can spray paint. Like I could probably Hulk this right now and crush it. So you can go on Amazon and buy one of these for like $10 with like an actual metal one. So if you are going to get this microphone, you do want to upgrade the shock mount, you can get a better quality one for less. I mean, I'm sure it will kind of do its job, but it's just really cheap feeling. Now on to the most important thing. So I can tell right off the bat, the metal is a little bit thin. The microphone, the mesh grill, it's not too bad. Let me see. Has no give to it, so at least it's solid in that aspect. I seen somebody take this thing apart, and it's not actually a large diaphragm. It's actually a smaller capsule than normally you'd have, which is a little bit odd, but it's okay. It says U87 on it, a recording microphone. So yeah, feels not too bad. It's a little light, so you can tell the electronics in there are going to be cheap. Most likely it's going to be what's called surface mounted, not through, so the components are going to be a little light, but and you did have a piece of documentation in here with this. The directions it has on it are a little bit, it might have got lost in translation. I'll pull it up for you guys. And then you look at the actual frequency response. This, from what I've seen of this one, maybe not, says the cardioid polar pattern shows on it a U direction, unidirectional. It should be called cardioid, so I don't know why they call it that. And it gives the frequency response, as you can see. So what else can I say about this one? So cardioid polar pattern, going to be a condenser microphone, so you need 48 volts of power on it. Showed you the frequency response, so it says it goes to 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, so that's like the full range of human hearing. But other than that, I don't know how this thing's going to sound. So let's go ahead and plug it in, and let me give you one more look at this thing all around, and then let's go ahead and plug it in and actually see how the microphone sounds. The Temu U87. Okay, guys, so here is the microphone. So I can hear it has a lot more in the top end, and not a lot of more on the bass end, so you can really hear almost like it has a high pass filter. A clown nose is kind of like hard to put on here. Is I don't really think it's supposed to like fit as well as it does, but it's whatever. Right off the bat, I did notice it has a lot of resident frequencies, and you can really see that. I could tell by the way it felt, like the heaviness of it. So the metal was very light. So you can hear that. That's not good. You don't want that in a microphone, but that's okay. So this is what it sounds like. My gain on my Focusrite 4i4 is about at 12 o'clock, so not a very gain hungry one. We'll go ahead and see how it sounds with this is me about, I'd say maybe 12 inches away. This is me when I'm right on top of the microphone to exaggerate what a proximity effect would feel like. Here's me kind of on the side of it to show you how it sounds like with off axis, me in the back of it, going towards the other side of it, and then back to the back of it. So that's what it sounds like if you were to be using this completely wrong, and back to the front of it. So we'll see how it sounds when I'm a lot farther away. So this is if I were, about 3 feet away from the microphone. So the other thing is you could maybe have it. So this is me if I'm having it out of frame right now. So about 2 feet away from me. And then here's what it'd sound like if you wanted to kind of have it boomed overhead, if you did want to do it that way. Still catch a lot of room. My room is very noise treated, but this is really what the microphone sounds like. As far as audio quality, it's not bad. I mean, if you were to do a little bit of processing to it, you could probably make this thing sound pretty dang good. Maybe I'll plug this in really quick and throw it through my DBX and see how it sounds like with all the processing being done on it, and see if it pops a little bit more. So let me try to do that really quick, and then then wrap this video up. Okay, so here's the microphone again, what it sounds like. So let's first throw on a high pass filter. I really don't think it needs it, but let's just go ahead and see. So there it is, the high pass filter. I can really tell there is no anything in my voice. So let's turn on some post-processing and see how it sounds like. So right now I can tell right off the bat that the line noise is completely gone in it, and then it has a little bit more articulation beefy because I added a little more bass to it. If I actually take the bass and let's see here, we're at 2.5. So let's go ahead and turn that up to about 5 to really add a lot more, because this is lacking a lot in the low end. So I think this is probably, if I were to ever use this cheap microphone, this is where I'd have it at. So have the bass up to 5 to really bring up that lower end, because it doesn't really need anything in the high end. And I think this is probably an okay sound. Most people, I think, probably wouldn't notice it. What I would really use this microphone for, to be honest, is singing. It has a lot of air in it, or it's lacking a little bit in the low end, but it would be really, really good for acoustic guitar because of that bright end with no low end. So yeah, I think that it's a cheap microphone. I mean, I can tell the build quality, but really, if you're looking in the market for something cheap, sounds halfway decent-ish, this might be something you're looking for. And it's not too bad. I mean, if you can get it for free, I mean, why not? I mean, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't say it's like quality when it comes to like my other video of like the Moondrop Quartz. It's not like that. It is a cheap microphone, and I think you can see it with the build quality, the shock mount, and everything. But it definitely is it's a good microphone for a starter one, especially if you just want to get a condenser to kind of mess around with. It has some of the characteristics I can see that's remnant of it, but like I said, there's that that is a little bit of a problem. So yeah, I hope this video helped. If you have any questions about it, leave me a comment and I'll be happy to help. All right, have a good one.